I didn't see a sign saying no little carrot girls.
And he kind of looks at you and says, "You are not welcome. I think you are too old, too young to be here. Don't you agree?" And looks to his friend and he nods and says, "For your own safety, you should probably leave."
See, now if I was there, it'd be like, for your own safety, you should leave.
Yeah.
But then I escalate the problem, so it's not fair.
And you see Shad, who's like sitting behind the counter, like he looks like he's about to say something, but then he just kind of like shrugs. Just like, well, I'm not gonna stick my nose into this whole situation.
Damn, that was a good sale I just lost.
Come on, Paul. We're gonna bring our business elsewhere.
Yes, run along to your forest and summon some devils or something.
Well, he's not
Stupid idiot. They live in the jungle. God.
And
They
it's a
don't even
demon.
have houses.
And it's a demon, not a devil.
Get it right.
Yeah, sure. I'll cast darkness on them and or where they're standing and just leave.
Okay, you hear a lot of like shouting and cursing as they stumble out. They will absolutely try to pursue you, but there's no way they're going to be able to catch you. But yeah, suffice it to say, you feel it is wise to probably not show your face around there in a couple of, until a couple of days goes by, just to keep things
This is Dio's
on
hometown.
the down low.
Right?
Yeah.
We're fine.
Do me. I need you to go buy some harpoons.
Alright, so yeah, you can still organize the buying of harpoons in some way. The role was actually more to see if you can get any of the other whaling equipment, which you are unable to do, unfortunately. The harpoons, so let's see here.
So we have to make athletics rolls instead of gun rolls, shooting rolls.
If you're throwing them, yeah.
Well, I figured when you said we didn't get any of the other equipment, I figured that was the guns.
No, like the hook and the rendering pots.
Oh, okay. The whole.
Do we need special barrels, or can just regular barrels work?
Regular barrels work fine. They're watertight. So harpoons cost five marks a piece, and those you can just throw them, or you can put them in the guns, which cost 150 marks a piece.
Get one for each of the longboats.
Yep, they're like fairly portable. They're each one, I think it's probably like 40 or 50 pounds, so it's too big for anyone but like an absolute monster of a human to like fire. But they're pretty easily mounted to small craft and the like.
Or maybe get two of them for two of the longboats.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And for let me see here. Neither of these things are
Oh, wait,
in.
So 2 for 2 longboats? That's still 4. No.
No, one.
I know.
For each longboat.
I know.
So the harpoon is just a strength plus D10 thrown weapon, and the harpoon gun is obviously more powerful.
You gotta be strong to use that shit.
Isn't
At least effectively.
Isn't
Yeah.
the harpoon just like 3, 6, 12 for range?
Yep.
Ugh.
Keep in mind though, you're throwing it at a whale,
Yeah.
which you're at +4 or +2 for smaller whales.
I mean, the thing is if I throw it, it's actually 2d4 damage.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you can't expect to throw a harpoon well if you have a D4 strength.
It's not
Right.
really.
I also will not be throwing the harpoon.
Absolutely.
I'm not getting in those longboats.
Oh, I am
That's what we're hiring people to do.
I am all day on a longboat with a harpoon gun.
We have Mr. Dibs for that.
Yeah.
I'll tell them where to go.
I'll first make the shit out of this expedition.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, Captain. I've got you.
Yeah, it's all you. I would lightning bolt it, but honestly, I feel like I might destroy some of the product.
I guess you might set it on fire if it's made out of oil.
Well, it's
I mean, it's
fat. Blubber.
It's made out of oil. You just wring it out.
well, it can't burn if it's under the water.
Oh. Yeah, you're not sure how lightning would do.
never
And
really-
obviously, you can't really fire cannons at a whale for A, because it's hard because they're below the water, and B, because if you hit it with a cannon, you would ruin a lot of its
The
I
product.
think
product. Yeah.
I would just say that if lightning wouldn't work because it's like pure insulation. It's all blubber. Rubber. It's all rubber.
You guys saw the profits from the wheat sale, right? 21 marks per share, so 42 marks for each of us.
42.
Okay, putting that down.
Not bad. You're after the last couple of things. Your crew is definitely partying hard this week
Yeah.
when they're not being assigned to carry things between ships.
All right.
Even we're getting up there in the marks.
I don't have shit.
Okay, so then the next thing I believe is either Mr. Dibs or
Midge.
Old Midge, or going to Dio with the relics.
Let's go to Midge.
Well, I think we were going to bring the relics to Dial right like at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
That way we have time to
Oh, okay.
pour them, and
Sure,
then we'll come
yeah.
back at the end of the week.
Yeah, well, so we'll do Midge first then.
All right.
Guys, go out to Old Midge's hut.
Yep, stop and grab some food.
One day.
I'm rolling the barrel of Harnaki, Man of War.
Yeah, you got your jellyfish barrel.
Yep.
Right, yeah, it's probably pretty heavy since you filled it with water as well.
Vinegar.
Should we? How expensive would it be to like own a little tiny hut near the harbor with where you stash like a cart? And
I mean,
we use carts quite a bit here in Tetris.
it depends. Do you want it to be like a legitimate ownership, or do you just want to squat? Because
Or I guess we could probably just have a cart on the boat, right?
in a lot of the outskirt areas of Ketris, there's just a bunch of like shacks and stuff that are probably not real official buildings.
But if anyone
Why
finds
do you-
our
For now, Mr. Dibs can roll it around.
Yeah, I mean, if someone finds it there, they're just gonna steal it.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with it, but they would steal it.
But well, it's here.
Yep, it's here to take.
Yeah.
Someone obviously was trying to keep it, so we'll take it.
It's free loot. All right, so yeah, you go out to Old Midge and you bring her some food as per usual, Robin.
Yep, stop at the bazaar. Get her some
All right. The dog.
Is there street meat?
There is street meat.
Oh,
Yes,
good. I get some street meat. And,
Is it
I
good
gotta get some
meat?
straight meat.
it is.
And I
Because you're
yeah, and I talk.
How many marks?
Yeah, I talk it up, and I
No amount is too much.
yeah, I compare it to the garbage we had in the other place. So good.
Yeah,
to
so
be
I mean,
back.
like some good street meat
Mhm.
is probably like 3 marks.
Okay.
Worth every penny.
But yeah, it's it's on a kebab.
And I
It's
take
got some
one.
like you can have one with like fruit on it as well, and nice like juicy spicy meat.
Yeah.
I am all into like getting all that fruit in there and shit.
I'm
Yeah.
also going to just buy a fruit kebab for Paul.
For Paul, okay. Yeah, so you guys go on like a lunch trip down to the witch's hut.
Yeah, and like I said, and I'm talking to the vendor and just bashing the other town's street.
Oh
meat.
yeah, he's all about bashing the other town. He's like, yes, the Those costumes, they're so bland. They can't even taste anything.
No.
That's
Oh
why
my
the meat is so
God.
bad.
Oh, right?
Of
You
course, no,
understand.
that's yes, it's terrible up there. I'd never go up there. It's the worst.
Yes, for straight meat, I would.
We actually have flavor down here. Flavor.
Mm.
Someone who knows what flavor is.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad that I have customers like you, sir.
Yes.
What ethnicity is he?
Dressing.
Okay. Have I ever been able to find, like, Tyrellian people?
Not. I mean, they're not very common around here because it's more
Okay.
Federation goers. I feel like
Is there an area where there are more Tyrellians? Or Canturans or anything like that?
in the Federation territories they're more
Okay.
common. Yeah, I'm trying to think if you met any Canturans.
So I'm more of an anomaly down here than most, right?
Yeah, although you're like, because the thing is, Tyrellians are kind of a mix between Dracian and Canturan. So you're, in terms of like appearance, you're fairly
And kind of
incognito.
Yeah.
You're just like a lighter skinned Dracian.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not too many Tyrellians. I think the closest is Blackheart Kate. Looked sort of racially mixed. Maybe a little bit of Canturan or Tyrellian in there. That's about it.
I still retain the knife girl.
Yeah, the
Does
knife,
not like me.
the knife girl who hates you.
I still retain that we're gonna be great fucking friends somehow.
Yeah.
Or one of us is gonna kill the other.
Or just
One
get
of the two.
rivals until
It's definitely going to be one of the two.
rivals until one of you dies.
We're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Don't say such things.
I said or.
Or yeah.
All right.
These are the only two outcomes.
Yeah. So you go back. You go down to Midge with your street meat and jellyfish, and her mangy dog barks at you as you approach. Like he barks 3 times, and then he kind of like goes up to you, Robin, sort of like snuffles a little bit, and then leads the way into the hut. And Midge is there and says, you've returned, my little one. Welcome back. And I see that you've brought me some food as well, so always so kind.
Some street meat.
Excellent. How may I help you?
You guys can go first if you want. If you have.
Quick question: did we already talk to Dio about the
I don't
items and stuff?
No, you haven't. You
Okay.
dropped him off for him to like study.
Got it.
Which, by the way, did you do the hourglass too, or did you not bother?
Oh,
with that?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have given him the hourglass.
I forgot about the hour.
So the only thing is, I was gonna ask him about ritual magic. Did we get to that, or did we just drop off the items?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm also probably gonna ask Mitch about that.
All right. Yeah. So, what can I get for you, dears?
Well, so thematically, in 1 XP, I'm going to be taking the, I'm planning on taking the familiar,
Nice.
and make Paul like a formal familiar.
Awesome.
And so I just want to talk to her about what that means, because I'm assuming that her dog is a familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can talk to you about that.
Mechanically, I don't need to know anything about it.
Right. She says, I can tell you of the bond I have with my animal here. It will probably take some time if your friends have something more
Well, I think
easily.
Tara wants to learn more about rituals anyway, and I'm assuming that this is a ritual of some kind.
I'll just
Of a sort.
sort of like wave in dismissal and sit down cross-legged.
Okay. Mr. Dibs sitting on his barrel of jellyfish.
Playing
Oh yeah.
That's you guys all grouped around the old wizened witch, and she's
just loving this.
she bequeaths upon you her knowledge.
She doesn't get this from anyone else, so.
No, I mean, it's great because she's like, ooh, the spooky village witch, and then you're like, oh man, she's gonna be our best friend. We're gonna go there every time. We're gonna bring her food.
We're gonna
adopt a grandma.
Listen to her crazy stories.
All right. So talking about the familiar, she says the method of acquiring a familiar, as they call it, is a ritual of a sort, as you suspected, although it requires a more individual touch and to bond with the animal that you like to impart some of your magic upon. The general method is to find an animal which you take care of, establish a relationship with, and through this further ritual steps describe, you forge a magical connection between the two of them. In implanting some of your sight and self into the creature. And she takes like her cane or whatever and sort of draws in the dirt of her hut in front of her some like steps. And he says, the most important component that you require is a item of yours that is very personal to yourself. You will attach that item in some way to the familiar to be, and for for 3 days and 3 nights, at dawn and at midnight, you meditate with Beast, focusing on it and the connection from the item to you, to the creature. And during this time, the bond will slowly develop. If you possess the correct will and skill, that is, aka if you meet the prerequisites for the edge.
As she's like getting out the player handbook or whatever the
Yes,
core book.
if you look at the rule book,
You'll see here what you need. Ah, it seems you meet those prerequisites. We shall proceed.
yes.
Tight.
She also kind of like looks up and makes eye contact with you, Robin, says, the familiar can also, on occasion, serve as a conduit or vessel for those you have sworn yourself to.
Uh-huh. Can they hurt the familiar?
Well, it wouldn't be very beneficial to them to do so, given the mutually beneficial relationship. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that all you will come to,
No, Mr. Dibs got a jellyfish.
Yep, I like kind of tap on the
Ritual.
kick the barrel.
And she kind of like gestures to bring it forward and examines the jellyfish. It says, yes, this will do.
All right. I was hoping one would be enough. I mean, it's like 50 feet big or bigger, so.
And she says, I can create, or I can perform this ritual if you like. I would ask for some compensation of services rendered.
Mm-hmm. Did you say you needed silver or gold?
It is not necessary for this minor enchantment. Less of an enchantment, more treating your object, making it able to absorb magic and the like.
Okay. Well,
And
moment,
she kind of looks over at Robin and says, I like your friends, so I will offer it to you at a price of 100 marks.
Oh, thanks, Mitch.
Thank you very much. I give her 120.
Oh, you are too kind. But she takes it.
I was really expecting that to be so much more expensive, so that's totally fine.
Yep. Yeah, so she starts doing the ritual, which I assume that... Yeah,
I just want to straight up ask her, can you explain what you're doing while you do it? I'm interested in maybe learning some sort of ritual magic.
Certainly. This ritual in particular is fairly benign in nature. Although, not particularly common. She says, first we must prepare the ritual site, the object in this case, with runes. The symbols are important to channel the nature of otherworldly forces into a shape useful and recognizable. And she takes she pulls out a kris, like a wavy bladed dagger, and starts carving these like slowly deliberate runes into the side of your sword sheath. She does that for both sides, and then she says, then we must prepare the material components, and she makes this, or pulls out this sort of like sticky gray paste from a bottle that her dog retrieves for her. Kind of gritty looking, and she says, this is a mixture of bone dust and a particular kind of mushroom that grows in the jungle around here. It will act as a
Bonding?
yes, that was the word. As a bonding between the nature of the jellyfish and the object in question. And she like covers her hands with it, and then draws a finger along each of the runes to like get the stuff into the runes themselves, like the grooves. And then she starts pulling out the like tendrils of jellyfish, just with her hands. They don't seem to. She doesn't seem to be being stung by them. And starts like wrapping them up along the blade in this very like intricate sort of weave. And once she gets to the top, she just like shoves the rest of the jellyfish entrails into the sheath itself until they're like filling the entire thing. And then she pulls out sticks it like point down in front of her and says, and the final step of the ritual is, of course, to channel your power through it and give it the spark that it needs to come to life. And she does that, kind of like sways it back and forth a little bit, and mutters a couple of sort of like phrases and stuff in Karite, saying verbal components are sometimes helpful to drive the point home. And as she concludes the ritual, the jellyfish tendrils start to like sort of smoke and wither away, and they sort of like, the ones on the outside just like wither down to nothing and seem to just sort of like melt into the weapon. And when she finishes, you see there is like the intricate cross pattern of like what the jellyfish tendrils were on it have like sort of burned into the leather to make like these black zebra stripes over the runes, which are also sort of etched in with the burn. And she hands the sheath back up to you, Mr. Dibbs, and looking inside, you see there's this sort of like soft, kind of spongy interior to it now. It's like the jellyfish just kind of like melted to the walls, basically. And she says, hereafter, that will absorb the power of any liquid you place inside to be released upon the next drawing. So you have your infusion sheath.
Ah, that is impressive.
And Tara, you getting a little bit of insight into ritual stuff.
Okay.
I thank you very much. I pour my smite oil of ice inside.
All right, yeah. So you like looking down into it as it does it. Basically, like the liquid goes down and just like sinks into the sort of spongy interior almost immediately.
Cool. All right. And that's with a raise.
All right. So yeah. So once you load it, you sheath your weapon. The next time you draw it, the smite oil automatically is applied. Or
Yep.
same. It also works for poison and stuff like that. Anything you would apply to your sword in that manner.
Yes.
So don't draw it unless you mean it.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, that's my kill 'em sword.
Yeah.
That's why I have two. And I usually go scimitar and rapier.
It's like this one. When I draw this,
Shit's for
you know I mean business.
Yep, exactly.
It's like, oh, you made me pull out my special sword.
My killing you hard sword.
Nice.
Well, I just figured that way also you don't have to spend power points on me, and then if you fail spells, my smite won't go away either.
Yep, that's
Very accurate.
more reliable and less strain on the mages.
Yep. Just all around benefits everybody.
Except our pocketbook.
Hey, that came out of my money.
Money's meant for spending.
Right. I took the 100 out of my own personal.
Speaking of money for spending, what kind of talismans you got, Midge?
Oh boy, I got some good stuff. I once again have not made this into a easy thing for me to access, though, because I am an idiot.
She's like going through her like very cluttered cabinets.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she does have like bones and all sorts of crap just like literally hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, so she's got stuff to buy though, if you're interested, for talismans and potions and the like.
I got some money to
If
spend.
there's any ones in particular, let's see if she has those. Otherwise, I will in a bit here roll to see.
I'm very interested in invisibility. So you got any of
Okay.
that?
Yeah, that one helped you out a lot last time. But was that from her?
No, that was a potion from the one weird guy in that one town.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The one that told us where to go for the book.
Yeah. Okay.
If you mention invisibility, I ask, would that work on the sword? Like I just have an invisible blade. They have no idea where they're getting cut from.
I mean,
It'd probably just make more sense for you to be invisible.
I
Still
know.
don't know where you to cut from.
Oh, I know. But then I could.
If it's in potion form, it has to be ingested. Otherwise, oil would work.
Oh, okay, neat. Just a funny thought.
She has one potion of invisibility.
Does she have a talisman?
Oh, does she have a talisman? Yes, she also has one talisman of invisibility, which is a 5 point. So I think that's just one cast.
Yeah, but it's 125.
It's cheaper. Yeah, because you need to have skill to use it.
I'll buy it.
All right, cool. In terms of other random stuff, she's got 2 potions, or we want talismans or potions. We'll say she has a potion of boost spirit and a talisman of boost spirit. And then, okay, yep. Apparently she has 2 potions of invisibility, because I rolled that randomly too. She has a potion of fly. And a talisman of healing. It's got one of those.
Yep, I'm gonna buy that. What's that at?
That one it would be 10 power points. She also has a 5 power point one. So she got 2 of those.
I'll just buy the 10 one.
Okay. And then
that's all me money.
lastly, she has a talisman of quickness.
Ooh. Oh.
Which is also a 10 point.
Is that speed or wait?
Yeah, it's speed. Sorry.
No, there's quickness and speed. Or does quickness say the speed?
Quickness is a modifier on speed.
Yeah, it's speed. This table is for first edition, so she would also have a 5 point object rating talisman, because that's one that's pretty. She likes that spell.
I'm gonna buy that. That's what I buy.
You said it was a 10 point speed?
Yep.
I'm gonna buy that instead of healing.
Okay.
How much are they? Is it 5 times or something?
How much do they cost?
It's 125 for 5, 250 for 10.
Yeah, so it's 125 marks for the object reading one.
Alright, I now have 2 of those.
Nice.
I think I have a total of 6 talismans right now. This
Guy's
is
got a bunch of like bone fetishes dangling off of you. It's pretty good pirate bling, even
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's mostly why I buy it. Also, read object is super cool. Whatever.
All right. Is that all you are gonna get from Ol Midge?
That's all
Yeah.
I needed.
I mean, I'll probably just end up spending like the day with her, but
Sure. Okay.
mechanically, that's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Should probably tell you more about the familiar thing, other than the what I made up on the spot.
Yep.
A little bit more details, but that's the basics of the ritual. You get an item of significance to you and do the thing. So pretty much it just takes you like a couple of days to enact. Alright, so that's that. Robin, you spend the rest of the day hanging out with Ol Midge, and you guys continue doing your thing. Then you want to talk to Dio about the magic items at the end of the week.
Yep.
Who are you guys all gonna go to ask him about that stuff, or are you?
Yeah.
I guess are you gonna go, Mr. Dibbs? Because I know Robin and Tara are. Or are you gonna do something else?
God, I want to go walk the streets, but
Yeah, you could have done that in the week when you weren't recruiting people,
all right. Well,
meandering about.
Yeah, then I'll go with.
You're gonna go with them for this?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys go back. You go through the same rigmarole as usual. With Dio, there are a couple of people in there when you go through, and both of his manservants are at the front. And they bring you back up. He has the 3 items that you gave him to identify. Rolled out, or sort of like laid out on these little like silk cloths, and he says, you got some valuable items here from their reliquary. It's nice that they were liberated from such a an unused state.
I'm sure they didn't get much use locked away down there.
I doubt as much. Now, the orb here, this celestial sigil, I believe you said you had discerned some of its properties previously, he says, looking at Robin. I have managed to study it a little more, and I believe I do not know how useful this would be to you, but it seems as though it is particularly well suited to a component in teleportation spells, specifically long distance teleportation. So here's the last property of that. It can be used as a ritual component in long distance teleporting. None of you guys can do that, but I think that it can.
Does it get consumed?
No, it's just an item that you sort of use as part of the ritual.
That doesn't mean that people can teleport to it. Does it?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, the way that the use that Dio discovered was it's used as like a a thing you carry with you during the teleportation. So from that, no. Yeah, so there's that one, and he says this blade. I managed to study it, and I actually found some of its roots. Seems that it is an item that was made by some knight or saint of Costrian descent hundreds of years ago, back when the Costrians were having a lot of problems with vampires. It is called Dawn's Ire. This is what it does. It can be used to channel flames through it to launch ranged attacks.
Hmm.
And yeah, so in its current state, it's basically a short sword. You could put a spear shaft on it to make it into a glaive or halberd, which is a strength plus D8 two-handed weapon with reach. Yep, so there's that, and then let's see here. This hourglass is curious. That is about all I can assess from it. It seems that whenever a person activates it, it puts them in a state of a trance of sorts.
Oh god, we did warn him about that, right?
Probably. I downloaded. Did you?
I mean, we're talking to him now, so...
I mean, he was not... He didn't... one way or another, he didn't seem surprised by the outcome. Guessing that, like, he has a lot of experience appraising magic items, and a lot of times that's dangerous, so...
I'm sure that he's used to using caution, unlike us.
Exactly. Let's see, where the hell is the hourglass meditation? There it is. The hourglass takes 10 minutes to drain, and a little quirk that I believe is the case is while the person is in the trance, they do not age.
That's strange.
For the 10 minutes?
Correct. Not particularly useful, as I said, but curious.
Does that mean that they don't breathe?
They cannot... I have not tested that.
Okay, so... I don't know how, but I feel like there's some crazy feedback loop we could set up with that and the mirror that shows you how old you think you are.
Both time-based things.
I don't know how or why, but there's something there.
Yeah, so Dara says, for these items, of course I am not... You are welcome to keep them, as they are your own, but I would be willing to buy them. This hourglass, as I said, it is a curiosity, but I'm interested in such curiosities. I would give you a price of 500 marks for it, which I think is significantly higher than you would be able to sell it anywhere else. The sigil here, this is an item of particular value to me, which I'm sure it is to you as well with its navigation properties. I would be willing to purchase it at a price of 15,000 marks. And the blade, I do not deny its value, but I have no immediate use for such a weapon. I would take it from you for 2,000 marks, but I would also caution you that that is a much lower price than what it would be worth.